Are you still struggling with Microsoft Excel? We will go over the basics in today's video and look at advanced features in later videos. To get started, let's take a look at how you can access Microsoft Excel. The first option is to download Microsoft Excel on your laptop, and this is how Microsoft Excel is looking. If you have it downloaded on your laptop, you can go ahead and double click to open Microsoft Excel. The other option is to access Microsoft Excel on the web. So what you can do is type Microsoft Excel, and then you can click on this to open Microsoft Excel for free and then use it in the cloud. So this is the web version of Microsoft Excel. You can decide to sign in by clicking on the sign in button. If you don't have a Microsoft account, make sure to create one. If you already have one, make sure to sign in or log in from this option. So over here on the web, you can decide to create a blank workbook by clicking on this. So like I said earlier, if you don't have a Microsoft account, make sure to create one, sign in from this option. After signing in, you can then create a new blank workbook, and these are some templates, existing templates that you can use. We have the recommended template. When you go through, you can see some nice templates that you can use. We have budget, there is also list, there is calendars, there is schedules, we have invoices, household, and then you can use the search bar to search for any template of your choice. I would leave the link in the description so you can click on that directly in order to access Microsoft Excel for free. Because I have Microsoft Excel already downloaded on my laptop, I will just go ahead and use the downloaded version. The next thing we will be doing is to create a new blank workbook. So you double click to create a new blank workbook. I would maximize this to have a better view. The next thing we will be looking at is the interface overview of Microsoft Excel. Above the tabs over here, we have the quick access toolbar. So on this quick access toolbar, we have the home, we have save, save as, undo, repeating. This helps you to create a new workbook. So you can actually customize your quick access toolbar by just clicking on this three dot and then you click on more commands. Now over here in more commands, if there are certain commands that you want to see on the quick access toolbar, you can go ahead and select it from this option and then you click on add. If you are using a Windows laptop, it's going to be displayed as add, but if you are on a MacBook, you can see this arrow here to click. You can go ahead and click on that and then you click on save and it will be added to your quick access toolbar for you as it's been nicely displayed over here. So I just go ahead and remove it. Click on save. This is the ribbon. The ribbon consists of the tabs and then the commands and groups. Inside the ribbon, we have the home tab, we have the insect tab, we have draw, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, automate, and developer. You can add this developer by clicking on the quick access toolbar or customizing your quick access toolbar. These are the commands that you can use to format your document. Below the ribbon is the name box and then the formula bar. With the name box, it gives you a reference to the type of cell or the name of the cell that you are on. So currently I'm on cell A4. When I click my mouse on this G, it gives me G9. So we are on column G and we are on row 9. So the intersection of this column G and this row 9 gives you the name G9. Okay, and then we have the formula bar. So with the formula bar, whenever you want to type any formula, so let's do an illustration with the sum formula. Whenever you want to type a formula, you do that with the formula bar. Or when you type the formula in your data, it's going to be displayed on the formula bar and you can make changes to it. When you click on this option here, it highlights the entire cell. And then when you click on this, a single column, this is a column. In order to know what is a column and what is a row, columns are the alphabet. We have A, B, C, D. This is column D, column E, column F, column G. And these are rows. Rows are the numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up till 1,000 rows. So these are the rows that you can use to format your document, and we have the columns as well. And the intersection of a row and a column will give you a cell. So this is cell E5. When I click on this, I have cell F5, and when I click on this, I have H5. When I click on this as well, I have cell D12. The next thing we will be looking at is how to enter data in your workbook. In order to do that, you click anywhere in your cell and you start typing. For instance, I'll say name, I'll just go ahead and type name here. Then you use your arrows on your keyboard. When you look on your keyboard, you can see some arrows pointing to the top, some are pointing to the down, some are pointing to your left, and the others are pointing to your right. You can use this arrow to navigate in your workbook. You can use the down arrow to scroll down. You can use the top arrow to go up. Then you can use the left arrow to go to the left, and you can use the right arrow to go to the right. So we have name. You can use the right arrow to go to your right. Then we type any name here. We say ID. And then you can go ahead and type as many headers as you want. I will go ahead and then input some dummy data here. Then I'll just input some IDs and say 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's input some amount, some figures here. In order to enter text inside your blank workbook, this is how you go about it. The next thing we will be looking at is some basic formatting. So we're going to use the home tab. So this is the home tab. When you click on the home tab, we have certain groups and commands like cut, copy, format, and then we have others like bold, italic, underline, and then we have this border. We will be talking more about Microsoft Excel on this channel, so make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss out on any other tutorial. With the first heading, I'll just click on this. We'll highlight this. In order to select a row, make sure to click on this. It will be highlighted for you, and we are going to bold in this, and then you click on this to increase the font size. When you click on this drop down, you can increase the font size. We can make it 18. All right, then you can, this is the font type. When you click on the drop down, you can change the font type that you want, and when you select it, it gets applied to your text for you. So you click on regular, and then we have it applied to our headers for us. You can make this italic by selecting the cell, and then you select italic, and then it will be italicized for you. You can also underline this. When you click on this drop down, you can double underline or single underline. So you see, this is how it's looking. When you click on the double underline, there are 2 lines beneath the name. Then with the single, it gives you 1 line. So we select this. So when you select this, you have applied a single line to this. So I'll just go back and then uncheck this. And then when you click on this again, you can apply the single line. And in case you don't want the single line to be there, or in case you don't want any line at all, when you click on this and then the line is there, you go back and uncheck the name, and then the line will be removed for you. You can also enter some fill color. So the fill color is basically like a background color. So when you click on this, it's going to fill the entire cell for you. And you can, when you click on this, in case you want to duplicate the same type of color to the other cells, what you can do is click inside this, and then you select the format painter, and then you click wherever you want this color to be replicated for you, and then you click inside there, and you have it exactly as you want it. You can also change the font color of the text. For instance, currently we are having the black color for our text. You can click on this, the font color, you click on the drop down, and then you can select any color for your text, and then it will be applied for you. Let me choose Abraham and then go with the purple, and you can see that it gets highlighted or changed into the purple color for us. The next thing we will be talking about is how to do some simple formulas. In order to begin with a formula, always and always make sure that you type equal sign on your keyboard. Formulas begin with equal sign. Any kind of formula at all begin with an equal sign. So you first of all start with the equal sign, and then you input the type of formula that you want. There is sum in case you want to add numbers. There is average if you want to find the mean of the numbers. And then we have multiplication in case you want to multiply your numbers. There is subtraction as well. So let's take a look at sum. You type sum, and then you have your functions. So these are functions. They pop up for you, you select it, and then we go with, you select this, and then you hold your mouse and then you drag it to the others. Then make sure that you have your bracket closed, press enter on your keyboard, and you have your value here. So as you have your value here, you can see that on the formula bar, it's highlighted here. In case you want to make any changes, you can do all your changes inside the formula bar. Let me add a fill color so that you can see. This is the sum formula. We can look at the subtraction. So you click equal sign on your keyboard, and then you select cell. You're going to go ahead and select cell B2. Then you add a subtraction sign on the keyboard, then we select cell C2 as well, and then we press enter on the keyboard and we have our value as -2. Let's look at the average. So with the average, we are going to do with the IDs. You go ahead and press the equal sign on your keyboard and you do average. As you can see that it has popped up here. So you go ahead and select the average here. And then we select our cell starting from B2 all the way to B6. Then you press the close bracket, then enter on your keyboard and we have our value to be 3. Let's add some fill color and we change the font color to white. Let's do for multiplication. So equal sign on your keyboard, and then we select cell B3, and then you select asterisk. In order to get the asterisk, make sure to hold shift and then you type the asterisk, and then we select the other cell, which is cell C3, and then we press enter on our keyboard and we have our value as nicely displayed here for us. The next thing we will be looking at is how to select a range of cells. In order to do that, you select one cell like this, you hold the shift key on your keyboard and then you select the others. Or you can select like this and then you hold your mouse and then drag to the other cells where you want to fill, then you leave it like this. You can select multiple cells by holding command on your keyboard or control, and then you select the other cells. You can also hold when you hold the shift key on your keyboard, you can select multiple cells as well. So this is how it's going to be for you. You can select multiple cells as well. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment and I would respond to them. The next thing we will be looking at is how to create chart. In order to create chart inside your blank workbook or inside your data, what you can do is click on insert, then you navigate your mouse to recommended charts. When you click on the drop down, there is the clustered column, there is the stacked column, there is the clustered bar, there is the stacked bar, there is the scatter, there is the stacked column. This is the stacked column as well. This is bubble. So there are different types of charts that you can select from. Also, when you click on this, these are some of the charts that you can select from as well. So instead of these are the lines, these are line charts. So in case you want to go with this, the statistical graphs, you can then go with them. If you're using a Windows laptop, it's going to be a bit different on the Windows laptop and more advanced, or you can have flexible charts. Okay, but if you're using a MacBook, it's a bit restricted, but you can go with any chart that you prefer. So let's go with the column chart, and then I'll select this, the 3D. Then we have our values displayed here for us. So over here with this chart, you can input the values. So when you make any changes to your values here, it's going to affect the chart. If I should type anything like 8 here and press enter on the keyboard, you see that it has affected my chart. When you hover over a certain bar, it tells you the value. You can also double click to make changes to your graph, and then in case you want these values to change, make sure to change them inside the cells. When you double click inside the graph, you can change the design of the graph. So these are some designs that you can play with. These are some designs we can play with. This looks very nice. So I'll go with this. You can also change the colors by clicking on this drop down to change the colors for your chart. And then you can also have a very quick layout in case the layout that you prefer your chart to be in, you can select any of those. There will be more tutorials on Microsoft Excel. So like I said earlier, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any of them. The next thing we will be looking at is how to save your work after typing everything inside your workbook. It is very important for you to save your file or your document so that you don't lose it. Before we do that, let's take a look at this sheet. So in order to rename your sheet, you right click on this, then you have the option to delete your sheet entirely. And if when you delete this, you're going to lose your document. Or you can rename this, you can move or copy, make a copy of this, and then you can protect your sheet. We'll have a tutorial on that. And then you can change the color by clicking on this to change the color of your sheet, and it's going to be highlighted beneath this for you. When I right click again, I can change the name of this sheet and say that this is a test. Then you press enter on your keyboard and then you have your name here for you. Now let's go ahead and save our document. You can use Ctrl+S on your keyboard to save your document, or you can use the save as to save directly onto your laptop. So I'll just do Ctrl+S. When you do Ctrl+S on your keyboard, you need to rename your document. Over here I have book 1. So I'll just say this is test document. The reason why you need to rename your document is to make it easier for you to locate your document. So you select where you want this document to be placed and then you click on save.